Halloween. Hello. My name is St.Claire, and this is the world's most underground craft and sewing TV show. Welcome. This is my house. And in this episode, we are making the Vampire Bride from Bram Stokers Dracula. Well, anyway, here is the plan. Let me just scooch. And I haven't got a pointer, so we will use the 360 camera. So as you can see on the plan, we are going to be making a few things. First, we're going to be making the dress. Then we are going to be making a collar that goes around. Then we're going to make the headdress thing. Here is all my inspiration photos. This is what we will be making. Very, very spooky. And if you would like to make your own, here is everything you will need. I have got lots of white fabric and heaps of different types of white lace. I don't think I have enough, but another excuse to go to the fabric store. Yes, please. And for the dress, I've got a couple of patterns. I don't know how to do the puffy arm things, so I got a pattern. I got this one, which is very much in line with like Bram Stokers' time period. However, I found this one, which I think just looks cooler because I'm a big fan of Shakespeare, and this looks like Shakespearean. And I like that it's got an underdress and an upper dress, and they both look complicated, and I don't know how to do either, so might as well just do the one that brings you joy. And this one, at the moment, is bringing me joy. And also, here's what I will say. I do need to say this. This is more of a craft project and not a very specific, very accurate sewing tutorial. So I imagine the majority of all of the bits in this, I won't do. I just need the basic shape because it is going to be covered in heaps of silk. So this is just the base. So I'm going to use it for the big puffy arms and the dress and the underdress. But there's like, what does that mean? I don't know what that means. So yeah, that is what we are going to do. Does anyone have any questions? If you do, comment, chuck it in there. I do actually get back to those. Someone asked me about a big blow-up thing I made, and I actually answered it. So, hey, if you find this in like 5 years' time, you know what, I probably won't be at that time, but anytime soon, yeah, go on, ask a question. About crafts. That's the only thing I know about abstract crafts. Is there anything else I'm forgetting? Probably, but let's just start. Step 1, make the dress. I don't know what Those are the only bits I will be using. Everything else seems too complicated. And people do ask me how long this stuff takes. And just for your reference, looking at all of this and figuring it out and then realizing it was in Spanish and Turns out there is an English side, but I didn't realise, but it's taken me 90 minutes to figure this out. I have figured out the puffy sleeve thing. That is the shape of a normal sleeve. Get a really wacky and wide one, you ruffle, and that will line up with that there, and you sew it. I made a wedding dress. Whoop. How do you like? I like it. It is a bit long, so I do keep tripping over it, but look at the arms. Look at the puffy fluffy arms. I gotta tell you a secret. I was very scared I wasn't gonna be able to figure this out, but I figured it out. And I oh, really? How do they do this? How do women do this? I love it so much. We're just gonna continue wearing this for the rest of the video. I look like a bride. However, there are holes in every bit. That's so it can breathe, and not because I don't know how to do the corner bits when 4 bits of fabric come together. No idea. Don't know how to do it. Tips for the dress part, I would just say this is the undergarment. So if it doesn't look perfect, who cares? We've got a lot of tulle and a lot of other lace fabric to cover this. This is just the base. Don't stress too much. Like I said, there's holes. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. And now we are going to work on the collar. This bit. That is the collar bit that we are going to make now. And for this, I have got a whole bunch of lace. However, because I do need it to like stick out quite a bit, I have got some material, some like facing material. I hope that's the word because I said it so smugly. This is stiff material that will be able to hold out, and I attach my lace material to it. There's a couple of types. You can get types where you sew in and other ones where you iron it on. I can't remember which one this is, thinking that I was going to sew it on, but I think it feels a bit tacky. I think I can iron this to this. And then from there, we have got all these lace, pretty lace bits that will go around the edge. Let's see if it is going to work. Test piece number 1. Check it out. It was iron on. You know what? Sometimes you can have a really bad week, and then sometimes this happens. Everything changes. Woo! Okay, so now I'm going to iron all of this to all of this. And then we're gonna, well, I'll tell you what we're gonna do after that. Time, don't burn your table. That worked really well. Do you see how, look at it? It's basically a whole bunch of segments sewn together. This is the shape that we want. We're gonna cut a whole bunch of these like this. Then we're going to sew them all together so it's like that. Yeah, cool. Let's do that. But before we do that, because I'm probably not going to speak for the next little bit while I figure it out and do the whole thing, I just want to say Happy Halloween. Happy Halloween to you and your family. I didn't grow up with Halloween because I'm from a very small country in the Pacific, and it's not really a thing that we did here when I grew up. But I've learned to love it recently because I love the opportunity of being scared and then going and doing something even though we're scared. I love bravery, and Halloween is a time that reminds me the fun and the joy of doing something that scares us and pushing through, and oh no, I'm so scared, but then doing it anyway. It's so good and exciting. Like right now, perfect example as I adjust the light because the sun has come out. I'm wearing a dress right now. I am a very straight man. I'm a very straight man, and I'm wearing a dress at the moment. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm a little bit scared on how people may take this, because I'm not trying to do anything. I just like dressing up and having fun. And this is a way for me to push through that fear of what other people think of me. I don't know how people are going to take this. Hopefully well, but how it's going recently, people just won't see it, so it won't matter. But it doesn't matter because I'm going to do this anyway. Honestly. Well, being honest again, I am, and just because this is a bit where I'm like trying to tell you how to live your life and how I think you would be a better person if you push through more things that scare you, I feel like I should give you something in return, like a real fear. Yeah, it's silly. I'm just a straight man in a dress. That's fine. But a fear I actually genuinely live with, because I've been making these videos for a long time. And I'll be honest, I think these videos are actually quite good. And I don't really understand why people don't watch them, to be honest. It's very confusing. I get comments about once a month saying, I can't believe how little views this has. And thank you so much for saying that. It really means a lot to me, actually. It really, every single kind comment means a lot. It really gets me through. So thank you so much. But talking about fear, a fear that I do have is that no one will ever watch. And yeah, it's like not the coolest thing to say that I am scared that no one's gonna watch my videos, but like, I kind of am, because I spend a lot of time on these, and like, what does that say about me if no one wants to watch? But I've decided it doesn't really matter. I like the fear because I am going to choose to be brave. I'm going to choose to do things that I don't think people are doing, and I think the world needs videos like this of a weird guy from the bottom of the Pacific wearing a dress telling you to love yourself, because I believe that you are worthy of love. So if you are a person that gets overwhelmed with fear and don't know what to do, because it is like a real emotion, everyone feels it, just know that this is a moment to be brave. And I like that Halloween gives us this opportunity. Do something scary this Halloween. Watch a scary movie. Talk to that person that you're like way too intimidated to talk to. Reach out to someone for help if you need help, because I know that is the most scary thing that anyone can do. So yeah. And apologies if this is your first time watching a Grave St.Claire Underground Craft TV show episode. We do sometimes sneak some really full-on emotional conversations in the middle of craft videos. So, happy Halloween. there was too much words to comprehend because I did make a mistake and I have done other things. So, hello, I'm talking again. Let me explain what I have done. First of all, as you would have seen, I did a pinching thing. I put it on and I was fine. It was ugly. I sat with it for a couple of days and unpicked it and have made it better. So instead of pinching it here, I actually just sewed it more in the back. Very nice and slick. And also, as you will see here, I made this bit attached to this. It made it a lot harder. So what I have made for this bit, I just got a piece of fabric, Velcro on either side, and hand sewn beads to it. I love it. Lesson learned. If you make something and then you give it a go and then you're like, oh, it's okay. And then you sit with it and you're like, it's not okay. Look how good it turns out if you just unpick it and go back a couple of steps. It looks... Not yet. Not yet. Let's save it for the finale. And now we are going to make the headdress. But first, very exciting, a message from our sponsors. It's the Heartaches, the coolest craft club around. Here we go, here we go. St.Claire.com. If you want to join my craft club, we would love it. We do cool things like, at the moment, make jackets, but we will be making vests and other things like that. So, yeah, join my craft club. We launched it last episode, and I would just like to say thank you to everyone that has signed up. And you know what? Guess what? Guess what? A famous person signed up. That or someone that is a fan of a famous person that is using their name as their email address. So, 50-50. The first email is going to come to you at the end of this month. Halloween, actually. And if you sign up and get this first email, I'm going to be asking you for something like your address because I want to send you something. It's a real club. I'm going to get you something. So look out for your emails. If you have made your own Heartaches jacket already, send it to me in the email that I'm going to be sending you because I want to see it. I want to see it. I know someone's already made it. Actually, I know 2 people have already made it. Well, I don't. They've said it. But I know one has. So it's going to be good. St.Claire.com. Check it out. It's where everything is. I'm still building the website. It's not officially done, but you can get the gist. Is that as long as an ad takes? That's it. That's my ad. I think ads are goofy, but craft clubs couldn't be cooler. Well, anyway, we will now be making the headdress. And I have got a trick because in the past, I've really struggled with headwear type things because hair is slippery and everything just always falls off. It's never the right size if it's the right size for you. No one else can ever wear it because it just doesn't work. Here is the plan. I just got a hat. I've got like a normal hat that we will sew fabric to. We've got this little lacy bit that will go like that. And then we've got wire that we're going to bend into big hoops that the tulle will be sewn and threaded onto. Yeah, so first, let's take off the peak. And you know what I learned the other day? That these things, they are meant to be replaced. They don't last too long because they get dull and then they're useless. So go get yourself some of those. You will need them for this one. That works well. We sew a piece down the front of it like that, and then we flip it over and we sew along there. So flip it over, sew again, and we layer it up so that the whole hat is covered. And now add the lace bit. How does that? Not great. Let's. So what's everyone doing for Halloween? I don't actually have plans yet. Fingers crossed. Usually something comes through at the end, but I have had to throw my own Halloween party before for myself and my wife. It was the best Halloween party I have been to, but yeah, I don't know. This one needs to be shorter, and I need to put a bit like this. That has not worked. That works. It's 2 bits. Bandana, hat bit. And now the wingsy bit at the top. We sew tulle together. We've got bendy wire that we will thread into it, bend it to the shape we want, hand sew it to the hat. And all we're doing is sewing 2 bands down the middle. And now for the wire bit. And there we go, that. And there we go. I think I've finished. Oh. Let me think. What does the plan say? Drew? I'm done. And that is how you make your own Lucy Dracula bride from Bram Stokers Dracula. Nosferatu. Time for Glamour Shots! How good? Couple of things I have learned. I love that I now know how to do the puffy sleeves. Huge fan. My favorite thing is the collar. And hat. Also, the hat as the base of the headpiece. I'm a genius. One thing I do need to say is I made a little apron thing as well. I made this earlier, but it didn't fit into one of the montage song bits. It was a little bit too long. So I just cut a hole in it and pins. Thank you for watching. My name is St.Claire, and this is the world's most underground craft TV show. So thank you for watching. If this is your first time, welcome. We love you. Happy Halloween. Click the links. Click the links. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm just gonna pose.